We are recording.
Cool. Hello, Chef Gerren Allen here. So this is my submission to the Channel Your InnerChef Competition. And today I want to do my play on shrimp and grits. So what we're going to do is a not so much of a traditional shrimp and grits. It's going to be one that has an andouille sausage gravy. And we're doing a grit cake. So I've already kind of cheated a little bit. So I got the grit cakes right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to give them a little sear. I have an infused oil. And we want to get them nice and crispy. That's to start. Because those take the longest. So we're going to get those in a pan. Just finished julienning some peppers that are local. And we're going to do our onions just briefly. And those will cook down. We'll add a little bit of garlic. And I forgot where I put it. Somewhere around here. Oh, there it is. Found it. Anyway, so we'll add that to the pan as well. This is going to be a very, very quick process. Basically what we're going to do with our grit cakes is get those warmed over. And we'll get those in the oven. Make sure your pan, it doesn't have to be screaming hot. Ideally, what you'll want to do is get your oil in there. And what I have, and here's an infused oil that I make. And it's pretty dope. So I always try and work clean as well. So the next thing we're going to do is make our shrimp and grits. So here I have another teaspoon of olive oil that I've infused, and now we're smoking a little bit. So we're going to add our peppers. And our onions. One of the reasons why I like to do this dish, it's super, super fast, super easy, super simple, and absolutely delicious. We're going to add our garlic. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make our andouille sausage gravy. And this is a super, super quick dish. Also because of the fact too, your andouille is already cooked. So we're going to do a rough dice on that. That goes in the pan. Normally what I would do is add bacon, because bacon makes everything better. Is add that to the pan first to render off the fat. But the andouille has enough fat content in there to be able to make that happen. So we'll let that cook down for another half a second. Our good cakes are looking lovely. We're going to put these in the oven to finish. Now it's time to season. Salt and pepper are our best friends. Give a little bit of a toss. And then now what we're going to do is, this is a shrimp stock I made already with white wine, butter, garlic, all that good stuff. And we're going to do what's called a deglaze. This is going to be the base for our sauce. Okay, next. Can't have shrimp and grits without the shrimp, right? So, in we go with those. Those are the last things to go in, and the reason being, well, they cook a lot faster. And these are 1620s, tail on. And we're just going to let that go. Sauce is going to reduce. Smells amazing already. I'm going to let that go. I'm going to re-season. Why we do this? Because we always season on various levels. Salt, pepper. I'm going to add a little bit of thyme with this as well. And I have a little bit of cumin and coriander over here. I make all my own spice mixes as well. So we're about done with this, which is the cool thing about it. I'm going to add a little heavy cream, and we're going to crank our heat. And the heavy cream, it makes, I mean, this is a very, very rich dish. So I'm telling you right now, if you got cholesterol problems, you probably don't want to eat this. But it's still fun though. So we're gonna let this go. And we're gonna get our plates. We're gonna check on our good cakes as well, which look amazing. So we're gonna turn these over. And let's see what kind of color we have. Oops, it's falling apart. Spatula might work a little better. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. It's almost as pretty as me. Those are gorgeous. And the cool thing about it is, you know, they're not going to be dry. They have a little bit of color on them. And even if they fall apart a little bit, that's okay. Because we want to have a little bit of what we like to call being rustic. So we'll put those back in the oven. And we are about done here. Shrimp are almost cooked. I mean, lie, that is sexy. And you want to have a little bit of texture on your veggies, which is why we didn't do such a hard sear on those. You just want that to reduce just a little more. But that's a pretty dish. And yeah, I don't know who's hungry. I know I am. So we're about to get all this good stuff on a plate. So the first thing that goes down is the what's the time at?
You're at 7 minutes 5 seconds.
Shit. All right, that's all right. We may have to edit this. So we're gonna put our grit cakes down first. So grit cakes first, and you can use your regular grits. It's just, I like the color on these, and I think they're absolutely gorgeous. And the best part about it is that you can plate this any way you want to do this. So I like to make sure I have everything centered. And then you can go ahead and play it by ear at this point. And we always taste. Make sure flavor's on point. Our sauce is reducing nicely. That is really good. A little spicy, but you know what? That's the whole point. It's an andouille gravy, you know, and shrimp and grits are meant to be a little on the spicy side, but once that reduces down, it's going to be absolutely ridiculously good. So when you see it reduce, the sauce will start to bubble as it is now, but what's also going to happen, it'll start to thicken as well. Okay? So we're going to give this a minute. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to edit this. It's only supposed to be at 5 minutes. But it's still good stuff. In the meantime, if you have a little bit of vino or whatever, you know, enjoy yourself. And cooking is supposed to be fun. You know, and especially when you're able to do it in your own home, it makes it even better. Which, being a restaurant chef, I don't get to do often. At all. So, all right, so now I'm pretty sure our shrimp is about to be done. So what we're going to do, we're going to take those out, because when shrimp overcook, they turn to rubber. So those get to come out. Oh, those are perfect. And we're going to let our sauce finish reducing. after this point, you know, I mean, it's not so much of a waiting game, but we are right about there. At this point, you should start thinking about how to make things look pretty on your plate. Because we eat with our eyes first, and that is the number one thing that is super, super important when it comes to food and all that. Always try and work clean as well. I don't like making a mess. Of course I do, and you know, but you know what? You still always have to clean. And guess what? You're the cook, cheap bottle washer, all that good stuff. That's what has to happen. So, all right. Sauce is about 30 seconds away. So, I came up with this dish when I was in South Carolina, and we actually had a shrimp and grits throwdown. And there are so many different ways of being able to do this. Whether it's, you know, with barbecue shrimp, with cheese, or, you know, the tasso gravy, which is primarily dominant down there. And this, you know, is one of my absolute favorites. I mean, I didn't come up with a great cake on my own. I did have a little help. So, all right, here we go. So, our gravy goes down first. That's over our grits. This is a very large dish, by the way. Then try and stand the shrimp up if possible. The grits usually have a good balance of being able to do that. And then after this, it's just garnish. Like I said, make it look pretty. But these shrimp are absolutely beautiful. And then the last little bit right in the middle. Always make sure your plates are clean. A little bit of parsley to garnish. And that's it. Bon appetit. Done.